Taming your stress dragon. And we'll just go ahead and get started. So what is stress, right? Stress is a feeling of emotional or physical tension. It can come from any event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Stress is a body's reaction to a challenge or a demand. There are two types of stress, internal and external. Internal stress comes from your thoughts or behaviors. These thoughts come from one's psychological mindset or expectation. Some of these examples would be like putting pressure on yourself for being perfect, or even the fear of public speaking, or even riding a roller coaster. External factors are forces that can't be really controlled by you. Some of those would be like major life events, like job loss or losing a loved ones, or even meeting urgent deadlines. Some of these, or it could be even physical environmental stress factors, such as like excessive lighting or even noise. There is a fine line between stress and anxiety. Both are emotional responses, but stress is typically caused by an external trigger. Anxiety, on the other hand, is more internal, and it's defined by like a persistent or excessive worrying that when stress doesn't go away, even in the absence of a stressor. Anxiety has similar symptoms to stress. So stress can also physically affect your body. So there are two types of stress, acute and chronic. Acute stress would be any stress you suffer from for a short period of time, more like something like a traffic jam or an argument with your spouse, or even criticism from your boss. And more chronic stress is defined long-term or is ongoing. This stress stems from working in a toxic work environment every single day, or even fighting with your spouse constantly. This type of stress seems never ending and can negatively impact your health. Fight or flight response is automatic reaction that event is perceived in a stressful or frightening. This is when your body basically reacts to like a flight or freeze situation when your body is put into a stressful situation. This can also affect your respiratory system by having like shortness of breath or even rapid breathing, which can lead your heart to working harder, and it can be like a risk for a heart attack or even a stroke. So what are symptoms that would you have when you're stressed? Because everybody responds to stress a little bit differently. Some eat a lot, some don't eat at all. Some are even more productive than others. Some even turn to smoking or alcohol to make them feel better. Stress can affect our mind, body, emotion, and even behaviors in different ways, a person to person. So being mindful on how stress is impacting you is very important to pay attention to your body and what it's telling you. So some ways that we can manage our stress are like exercising, like going for a short walk to boost your mood, or even at end of each day, taking a moment to think about what you've accomplished, and not focus on what you didn't get done. Focus on the positive. Even keeping a journal, writing your thoughts down, staying connected to your friends and family because they are your support system. Taking care of your body each and every day. Eating right, exercising, and getting good night's sleep will help your body handle stress much better. Or even trying other relaxing activities such as meditation, yoga, breathing exercises, and then staying positive and practice gratitude, acknowledging the good parts of your day and your life. And then try even unplugging from social media. Try maybe reading a book or listening to like relaxing music, taking a bath, like accepting that you can't control everything, finding ways to let go of worry in situations you cannot control. So mindfulness is about being aware of the present moment and living in the here and now. Mindfulness is defined our ability to be fully present and aware of what we are doing and where we are, and not being overwhelmed by what's going on around us. So practicing mindfulness helps us understand that stress is natural, and paying attention to your thoughts and emotions and transform your anxiety into actions to meet the challenges. So in 2010, Hoffman and his colleagues conducted a meta-analysis of 39 different studies that explored the use of mindfulness-based stress reduction in mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. Those findings are consistent with evidence that is mindfulness and increases positive effect, decreases anxiety, and negative effect. In one study, the participants randomly were assigned to an 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction group and were compared to with controls on self-reported measurements of depression, anxiety, and neural reactivity after watching sad films. So in these studies, these researchers found that the participants who experienced mindfulness-based stress reduction had significantly less anxiety, depression, and distress compared to the control group. People who experience less rumination, rumination is something that we keep thinking about over and over again in our minds, which is usually negative. So if we tend to get ourselves down more than we ruminate over things. Mindfulness and memory boost are at surface level and probably to be expected. As we focus our attention on the present moment, we are able to live our experiences and thoughts more deeply. So in another 2010 study, researchers found that participants who experienced mindfulness-based stress reduction had significantly less anxiety, depression, and stress. So in another 2010 study, these documented benefits of mindfulness meditation among a military group who participated in an 8-week mindfulness training, along with a non-meditating military group and a group of non-meditating civilians. This study took place during a high-stress time right before deployment. The researchers found that the non-meditating military group had decreased working memory capacity over time. Within the Mediterranean military group, however, the working memory capacity increased with meditation practices. So focus also goes hand in hand with mindfulness. Mindfulness, as you heard, is about focusing our attention on being fully aware. Though those who practice mindfulness have better focus and are more attentive and have stronger cognitive flexibility than before mindfulness was a core concept in their lives. Finally, the last study is another benefit from mindfulness is that leads to overreaction. Studies show that those who participate in mindfulness can be less prone to overreact or immediately react in over-emotional ways to conflict. How many times have we reacted poorly or had a short fuss? Mindfulness practice can help us accept and understand the process of emotional engagement in more productive manner. So another study is talking about burnout and low work satisfaction of primary care physicians are a growing concern and have negatively influence on healthcare. Interventions for clinicians to improve work-life balance are few and poorly understood. So this study investigates whether an abbreviated mindfulness intervention could increase job satisfaction, quality of life, and compassion among primary care clinicians. So this study took 30 primary care clinicians and inserted them in a mindfulness program. They taught them different mindfulness techniques and had them apply those techniques themselves in their daily lives. Participants completed a set of online measures assessing burnout, anxiety, stress and resilience, and compassion at 4 different times: at baseline, 1 day into the study, 8 weeks, and 9 months post-intervention. As a result, participants improved compared with all baselines at all 3 follow-up points. 9 months post-intervention, they had significantly better scores on their burnout subscales and also had less emotional exhaustion, stress, anxiety, and depression. As this study shows, modified mindfulness training may be a time-efficient tool to help support clinicians' health and well-being, which may have implications for patient care. Body scanning. It involves paying attention to the parts of your body and bodily sensations in a gradual sequence head to toe. By mentally scanning yourself and bringing awareness to every single part of your body, noticing any aches, pains, tensions, or even general discomfort. It's preferably done laying down. So this is like a mindfulness technique that definitely helps help relieve our stress. So let's try doing a body scan practice as well. So if you're able to, start off by laying down in a comfortable position. So if you're at work and unable to lay down, maybe try to sit comfortably in a chair. Like sit all the way back, put your head back. Now you want to close your eyes and then focus on the top of your head while calmly breathing. Then you want to pay attention to any feelings or tensions you have. Next, you want to mentally scan each part of your body, starting from the top and working your way down. Visualize and get rid of any tensions from your body. And then if your mind starts to wander, it's okay, but gently bring it back, focusing on your body, mind, and soul. So doing like this body scanning practice, like we just went through it really fast, but doing this on a daily basis will definitely help be more mindful and pay attention to your body. It will also help doing it like a couple times a week, even right before you go to sleep. Studies have shown that it does help improve sleep. Depression is a very serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel and the way you think and how you act. Some symptoms include feeling sad and not wanting to enjoy the activities that you once loved doing. You may also experience changes in your mood, your appetite, or even sleeping patterns. And also, some may even have feelings of death or suicide. So, although research has demonstrated that depressive symptoms predict stroke instances, depressive symptoms are dynamic. It is unclear whether stroke risk persists if depressive symptoms reappear. So in a study of about 16,000 participants that were stroke-free who were aged 50 years or older were interviewed biannually from 1998 to 2010. Stroke and depressive symptoms were assessed through self-report of doctor diagnosis in the Modified Depression Scale, which was used at the Center of Epidemiologic Studies. Out of those, about 1,192 strokes happened over the 12-year course, and discovered that people with high depressive state were at 2 consecutive interviews were more likely to have their first stroke compared to people without depression at either interview. In this cohort, high depressive symptoms constantly were associated with increased stroke risk. Risk remained elevated even if depressive symptoms readmitted over a 2-year period, suggesting a linkage between depression and stroke. So if you or a loved one are having any of these symptoms mentioned, please reach out and get help. A health professional will usually conduct a thorough evaluation with an interview and a physical exam that decides the best option for you, whether it be like medication, physiotherapy, psychotherapy, or even electroconvulsive therapy. As we mentioned earlier, taking good care of your body each day, eating right, exercising, and getting enough sleep will help your body handle stress much better. We also have multiple mental health resources. So we have the CHAMP Center, the Center for Healthy Minds and Practices. We have the guidance resources, Talkspace, so it's online counseling for Gator Care members only, and then peer support groups as well. So any of these, like, you are able to do as part of a UF Health employee, and then your boss or supervisor or anybody like that would not be informed that you are reaching out for help. Like, only you would know. And then there's also apps as well that you can download on your phone. Like WhatsApp is a positive and negative habit tracker. Mood Notes, it's a mood tracker and a journaling app. And then Breathe to Relax, which is a breathing exercising app as well. And these are the references. And then, does anybody have any questions? And then if you want to also click on this QR code to get credit for today's webinar. There's a short little quiz at the end as well.